Mena is renowned for her fearless demeanor and fearless disposition, but nobody could have anticipated the emotional upheaval that followed Yandy Smith's shocking accusations on the internet. For days, rumors of treachery, past secrets, and startling admissions that threatened to ruin reputations had been circulating. But when Yandy allegedly implied that Erica had previously worked as a call center in a tearful live session that is now going viral, Erica broke down, denying everything and begging her fans to believe her side of the story. The drama didn't stop there, though, as screenshots surfaced. Anonymous insiders began speaking out, and even Mendices found himself dragged. Girl, everything exploded. Fans are shocked, and the internet is in chaos. Back into the spotlight. Is this a personal grudge from Yandy, or is there more to the rumors? Why? At a time when Erica was ostensibly attempting to repair her reputation, social media was divided, and both women appeared prepared for war. Tonight, we will break down all of the tears, accusations, fallout, and you won't believe what happens next, because this scandal is just getting started. As rumors started to go viral on social media, fans were left perplexed and split. Some said Yandy was merely envious of Erica's increasing fame, while others maintained that Yandy had actual receipts that could permanently damage Erica's reputation. It all began with a mysterious post from Yandy's Mena account, in which she wrote, "Some of these girls acting classy now, but I remember when they were being paid to be pretty and not just for appearances. No one anticipated things to blow up the way they did, especially when Erica herself started crying during a surprise live stream. After a few hours, a hazy screenshot purportedly showing Yandy in a private chat discussing a particular lady who used to work nights in Miami for wealthy clients started to circulate. Fans immediately connected the dots and thought the post was directed at Erica. Within minutes, TikTokers were creating investigative videos. Bloggers were piecing together timelines, and fans were posting side-by-side comparisons of Erica's previous photos. The most striking of these was an old, rarely seen photo that surfaced outside a luxury hotel, with a gossip page captioning it. Expected. People went crazy over the caption. Didn't need to say much, the comments did the talking. One person wrote, "I always knew there was more to her story," while another warned, "This is going to get ugly." At first, Erica remained quiet, feigning that the sound wasn't affecting her. But behind the scenes, sources said she was devastated. Her team began frantically trying to repair the damage by contacting blogs to have the posts removed. But then, the audio leak of voice note purportedly recorded at a party where Yandy was heard calling someone a whole escort while posing as a mother started making the rounds. When Erica finally went live that night, her face was swollen from crying, and her voice was shaky. She stared into the camera for a long moment before saying, "I wasn't going to say anything," holding back her tears, "But y'all really trying to destroy me like I haven't made a concerted effort to move past the past." Fans immediately flooded the chat, with some expressing support and others demanding answers. Erica went on, "I'm not what they're saying I am, and the fact that it's coming from someone I once called a friend, that's the real issue. Treachery." Comments like, "Wait, Yandy and Erica were friends. Oh my god, what happened between them?" were all over the place. Yandy really stated everything that the next morning, another bomb went off. A gossip page shared screenshots of what they claimed were private direct messages between Erica and several well-known men. The implication was clear. They wanted fans to think there was a pattern. One message said, "You know, I'll make it worth your time, just don't tell anybody." It was purportedly from Erica, who denied everything and claimed the screenshots were phony. However, the damage had already been done because her name was trending for all the wrong reasons. And then things became much more complicated when a grainy video of Erica reappeared. Yandy's angry tweet read, "What if this whole thing is because Erica and Mendices are in the same room at a private after-party?" This was from years ago. There was no obvious interaction, but fans said they looked too comfortable. Suddenly, people were making even deeper connections. Everyone had something to say as the ideas got out of hand. Some believed that Yandy was using this to finally eliminate someone she perceived as a threat, while others were certain that it was all about envy. However, the most bizarre turn of all was when an anonymous, a major gossip blog, received a vague message from a source claiming to have seen Erica on the arm of a millionaire businessman at a high-end hotel in Atlanta back in 2018. The blogger posted the message with the caption, "More people coming forward, is this Erica's truth? I'm done acting nice," Erica said, going live once more. "I've been quiet. I've tried to be polite, but now people want to lie on me just to get clicks," she said, pausing to contain more tears. "I've never sold myself. I've never let myself down, done the things they're accusing me of, and Yandy, if you have anything to say it directly to me." People began picking sides, with some sympathizing with Erica and others believing Yandy had been pushed too far and was finally revealing the truth. Mendices was in the center of it all. His complete silence, he didn't post, comment, or appear in public spoke volumes. and fans began to question why he wasn't standing up for Yandy or putting an end to the rumors. Unless there was something he didn't want to be known. As if that wasn't enough, another blogger revealed a new shocking revelation, this time a screenshot of what looked to be an old conversation between Yandy and someone. Yandy's alleged communications from her inner circle were, "I should have exposed that girl years ago when she was getting way too close to my man." Fans went crazy, making her talk about Erica the entire time. It was about males, not just the men. People went back and retrieved old reality show footage of Yandy and Erica after the scandal had officially progressed from rumors to deep personal betrayal. The awkward energy, the fake smiles, the tension, all of it was there in one scene. When Erica complimented Mendices and Yandy's reaction was cold. Fans now claimed Yandy had been sitting on this information for years, seemingly waiting for the right opportunity to present itself. Then, a former VH1 intern revealed that, years ago, during a break from filming, Yandy and Erica got into a heated argument off camera, which, according to the intern, was the reason Mendes claimed that Erica was too amiable and informed producers that she no longer wanted to film with her. The intern described the altercation as fierce, with both women being pulled apart before it turned physical. The post went viral right away, shocking the internet. All of a sudden, the bitterness, the silent tension, the subtle jabs on social media, everything made sense. Backstory, but fans weren't satisfied yet. They wanted to know if this was merely a reiteration of old accusations or if Yandy was finally taking revenge for something that had happened years earlier. If so, what specifically did Erica do to cross that line? Finally, just when it seemed like there was nothing more dramatic that could happen, someone hinted that Kirk may have been involved as well. Fans were enraged when Kirk was added to the mix. Up until this point, the attention had been solely on Yandy, Erica, and the quiet tension circling Mendices. But everything changed when rumors started to circulate that Kirk might have had a covert connection to Erica in her early career. Remember, when Kirk used to scout talent outside the club scene, was the ambiguous post published by a gossip blog. Although they didn't specifically name Erica, the suggestion was sufficient, so it appears that someone from that era is finally speaking. Within hours, screenshots of old tweets from an account purportedly belonging to one of Kirk's former associates started making the rounds online. In the tweets, he mentioned a Latina beauty whom Kirk attempted to manage, but things quickly became messy. Some fans noticed that the timeline suspiciously coincided with the time period Erica was attempting to break. Erica attempted to dispel the rumors by posting a story on Instagram with the caption, "Y'all really out here writing fanfiction," but the damage was done. People started digging, and they didn't have to go far. However, as soon as she entered the reality TV world, the entire narrative changed. This was no longer just about jealousy or betrayal, but something deeper and more personal. Someone who appeared to be very similar to Erica was hazy in the backdrop of an old VH1 trailer that had never been aired, but showed Kirk, Rashida, and a bunch of young women at a casting session. The clip was taken off a few hours after it reappeared, but by then it had already gone viral, which made matters worse. Was the reason behind Rashida's quiet. She didn't like or comment on any postings that were pertinent, and followers noted where she was. One fan said, "If this isn't real, why isn't she shutting it down?" Her people started making connections and theorizing that this was all part of a massive reality TV cover-up that finally collapsed in real time. For her part, Yandy remained calculated, made no official statements, and remained more cryptic. The silence only served to fuel more rumors, some of which even suggested that Rashida had discovered the truth years ago but kept it under wraps to protect the brand, her family, and the show. Some secrets are like landmines. One wrong step, and boom, everything's exposed. Fans lost it, she wrote in a now-deleted tweet. Is she referring to Kirk? Is this her confirming the rumors? Or is this why she is now pursuing Erica? In a plot twist that nobody saw coming, Bambi decided to jump in during a live Q&A session with fans. When someone asked her if she believed what was being said about Erica, Bambi paused, raised an eyebrow, and said, "Look, I don't know all the details, but let's saying that things aren't always as they seem on TV doesn't surprise me." Fans simply snipped the moment and published it online, and within an hour, Bambi Speaks was trending on many platforms. If even Bambi was implying something sinister, her ambiguous reply only made Erica's situation worse. Had occurred, who else might have come forward by now? Erica was in a downward spiral in another live, where she addressed the Kirk rumors head. "Kirk Frost, seriously, y'all out your damn minds," she said, visibly irate. "I've never been managed by him. I've never dealt with him, and everything y'all are seeing is fake, edited, or taken out of context. Stop playing with my name." Although she denied everything, several fans weren't persuaded and cited her word choice, pointing out that she didn't state she didn't know Kirk, but rather that they hadn't interacted. That small detail became a huge topic of discussion in the comment sections, while Mendices finally, he broke his silence, but not in the way that fans had anticipated. Rather than standing up for Yandy or dispelling the rumors, he tweeted a black screen with the words, "Sometimes, silence says everything." There were no tags or captions, only that people lost it. Was he attempting to remain impartial, or was maybe he knows it's true and doesn't want to get dragged? One fan speculated, while another said, if he really had nothing to do with Erica, he would have said it by now. Yandy, on the other hand, finally gave fans what they'd been waiting for, pleading because she was questioned directly about the accusations and her post that appeared to be about Erica during a podcast appearance. Although she didn't mention Erica by name, her words were powerful. "You can't act like one thing and then come for other people like your past doesn't exist," she said. Fans erupted when a new player, Carly Red, entered the chat room shortly after the interview was released. "I'm not perfect, but I've been real from day one, and I never had to lie about where I came from or who I was with. It wasn't a confirmation, but it was close enough. Without giving names." She claimed to have witnessed things in the past that would have shocked people. These girls acting brand new, like they weren't hanging out at certain hotels every other weekend. She said, the internet instantly thought she was referring to Erica because of the timing, tone, and implication. Now, Rashida was under pressure to say something. People love to stir drama where there is none. "I know my truth, and that's all that matters to everyone chasing clout today," Rashida wrote in a post that fans deemed too polished. But her response only made matters worse. "Peace and blessings to everyone chasing clout today," Rashida wrote. One remark said, "Girl, blink twice if you knew," accusing her of avoiding the problem and shielding Kirk. "So no denial," remarked another. Interesting, the anonymous account shared what appeared to be screenshots of a private conversation between Erica and Kirk, in which Kirk praised her appearance and proposed that they meet privately to discuss opportunities. The tension was unbearable, and just when it seemed like everything had been said, another shocking twist appended the timeline. Fans erupted after she responded with a wink emoji, but it was unclear whether the messages were genuine. People ran with them, creating memes, reaction videos, and breakdowns. Everything happened all at once. Erica denied the messages right away, claiming they were photoshopped and fake. She threatened to sue the page that posted them and insisted she would find out what happened. This smear campaign, but fans weren't letting it go. Why are all these receipts coming out now? Why is everyone remaining silent when it comes to who is lying? What began as a vague post from Yandy ended up becoming a full-blown scandal that involved almost half of the Love and Hip Hop cast. Friendships were strained, reputations were questioned, and trust was called into question, was shattered. And as the internet struggled to gather its thoughts, someone made a suggestion that Rashida had been harboring a secret of her own for a long time. As people began to delve deeper into Rashida's silence, the question of what exactly transpired between Erica, Kirk, and Yandy all those years ago became louder and louder. Even more startling was the discovery of a blog post from 10 years ago that had been hidden in internet archives but had recently come to light. It described rumors that Kirk had unofficial mentorships with women attempting to break into the entertainment industry. The women were allegedly met during promotional trips, and one name mentioned in the anonymous tip was that of a young, aspiring model. With a striking resemblance to Erica Mena, the post was initially written off as mere gossip, but after being rediscovered, it opened up a whole new world. Even Rashida's most devoted followers began to question her, with some commenting under her most recent post, "So you knew all along, and you've been shielding Kirk for years, sis." When the heat got too much, Rashida's team promptly provided a hazy explanation, saying the blog was an untrustworthy source from a dubious period of web reporting. But it was too late, had already gone viral, and everyone was curious about what secret Rashida was keeping. Then, one of Kirk's former promotional crew members shared a grainy, low-resolution video from back in the day, which showed Kirk at a hotel lounge with a few young women. The audio was hardly audible, but a voice that sounded uncannily similar to Kirk's could be heard saying, "She got potential. Mendices, all she needs is a little encouragement." Since the story had already taken on a life of its own, and the fans wanted answers, it didn't matter if one of the girls sitting next to him looked a lot like Erica. This time, she couldn't stand it any longer and went live in the middle of the night. Her eyes puffy. "And you want the truth?" she said in a shaky voice. "Well, I did meet Kirk years ago, but it wasn't what you guys think. I was desperate and broke, and he said he could help. That's all, but never dated or crossed that line, and he ghosted me," she stated. Yandy appeared just when it seemed like things may calm down. After one meeting, the comments went crazy, with some fans expressing sympathy and others calling her out. One person said, "If it was nothing, why lie about it for so long?" But the biggest bombshell was still to come. She returned to the scene, stronger than ever, going live with her friend Guju and talking candidly about the commotion. "Look, I never wanted to expose nobody," she said, "but when people throw rocks at me, I got no choice but to show them where they live. Guju attempted to reassure her, but Yandy wasn't finished. She hinted that she had messages that would completely alter the conversation. Fans pleaded with her to remove the receipts, and she did so in a day in a story that has since been deleted. Yandy shared a screenshot of an old text thread with the sender's name blurred. But based on the responses and layout, people yo that chick from that club Mena or whatever, she down for anything if the price right. Yandy didn't give any background information or indicate when the message was sent, but the insinuation was so explosive that Erica broke down again. It was presumed that the sender was Kirk. She went live crying and said, "I can't take this anymore, Yandy. You're out here ruining lives for clout." That message might not be real, but her followers attempted to support her. But the internet was already in a state of chaos as memes flooded timelines and people took sides, siding with Yandy or Erica. In the middle of all this chaos, Kirk finally took action and posted a video of himself sitting next to Rashida in their home. His face was tight and his voice was low, saying, "You guys need to relax with this online drama." He said, "I've been in this industry for a long time, people say." Rashida nodded, but viewers noted that her smile stopped short of her eyes, calling it damage control. One user wrote, "He's panicking," adding, "He knows something else is about to drop. Things twist things. But me and my wife, we saw it. They were correct." A few days later, a former VH1 producer who claimed to have worked on early Love and Hip Hop seasons came out in a podcast. The producer, who used a voice filter to conceal her identity, stated, "A lot of storylines got discarded before airing a lot of hookups behind-the-scenes turmoil, particularly in the Atlanta cast. There was a persistent rumor that Kirk had a thing for one of the new girls, which led to tension." Behind the camera, the producer remained silent for a moment before responding, "I won't name names." When asked if the girl was Erica, however, that interview rekindled the controversy, with fans thinking that Rashida had been aware of everything all along and had struck a backdoor agreement with the network to keep things quiet in exchange for long-term protection of her and Kirk's reputation. The internet began referring to this as the what started as Yandy. Disparaging Erica turned into a full-fledged conspiracy involving producers, unreleased footage, and alleged blackmail when the Frost cover-up and hashtags, like Thrustgate and Our Rashida Knew, started trending. At this point, other cast members began to distance themselves, and Spice tweeted, "Sometimes silence is self-care. Truth always comes out, even if you bury it." Carly wrote on social media. The atmosphere on set was reportedly tense, with filming, ALLEGEDLY, pausing for the most emotional moment yet occurred when Rashida went live alone without Kirk. Her voice cracked as she said, "I've stood by my man through everything, I've forgiven." Over the course of several days, as tensions grew and alliances changed, producers were reportedly frantically deciding what footage to use and what to cut, especially now that fans were gathering so much on their own. "More than you guys even realize, but this is different." She stopped and looked straight into the camera because it's not just about Kirk or me anymore. It's about women being humiliated, friendships being shattered, and the truth being used as a joke. "I'm done acting. Like it doesn't hurt." Fans were shocked when she finally verifying whether she was crying because of Kirk's actions or for some other reason. She didn't elaborate, but her tears spoke louder than words could, and suddenly the whole story turned upside down. People were now not only wondering about Erica, but also about Kirk's legacy and whether Rashida had been defending him the entire time out of loyalty or fear. In the meantime, Yandy shared another cryptic message, saying that while truth hurts, lies hurt more when they come apart. She did not tag anyone, but it was obvious that the web of betrayal, secrets, and hazy truths had grown too complicated for anyone to manage. Even so, there were still rumors going around that Mendices had left town to avoid getting further involved in the mess, that VH1 was thinking of severing ties with several cast members based on how the fallout played out, and that, just when it seemed like things couldn't get any messier, someone leaked a voicemail in which a woman who was thought to be Erica could be heard. The recording went viral, and fans started analyzing every second to compare it with Erica's voice from previous interviews. She neither verified nor denied that she was crying, and adding, "I should have never trusted him, he said he'd protect me. Now, look, they're all coming for me." In a story that was getting out of hand by the minute, she was depicted as both the victim and the villain once more. As night fell on what had already been one of the most turbulent weeks in hip-hop and love history, the only question that remained was, what happens when the truth isn't just messy but dangerous? Fans were in a frenzy by the time the leaked voice note had been played and replayed on all of the major gossip blogs, and nobody knew what to believe anymore. However, one thing was certain: this was war, and in war, everyone takes sides. But nobody comes out clean. The morning after the audio leak, Erica finally spoke up. This time, she didn't go live, but instead shared a black and white selfie with the statement, "Every lie eventually eats itself." Her responses were extremely mixed, with some applauding her for keeping her head up and others dragging her, saying things like, "Girl, Just admit it already. Then there were rumors that Erica was threatening to sue VH1 itself, not Kirk or Yandy. According to insiders, she felt the network had pushed Yandy to post those messages in order to increase viewership, and she was prepared to reveal everything behind the scenes. Production sources allegedly confirmed that there were, "I don't blame her," one insider said, "but honestly, I don't blame her." After heated arguments in private meetings, Erica, who had remained composed in previous seasons, was now demanding raw footage from previous episodes and behind-the-scenes recordings. She wanted proof that things had been edited to make her look like the instigator all along. Fans began to wonder if Kirk had done something worse than anybody had anticipated, or if Rashida had simply become weary of fighting a war she could no longer control when she abruptly vanished from social media as this legal issue developed. Saw her leaving a therapist's office with swollen eyes and a clearly shaken face. The picture went viral, and people began to speculate that she was in counseling to deal with Kirk's betrayal, or to get ready for an official separation. Kirk, however, decided to take a different tack and shared an old video of him and Rashida on vacation. "They don't know our journey, only God can judge," the caption said, with a smile and a giggle. "Man trying to gaslight the internet," one user said, "is trying to divert us with old vibes. We want answers, not throwbacks." Fans saw right through it. But Kirk wasn't finished. He went one step further and said in a short narrative that people should quit allowing past drama to destroy genuine relationships. This was a direct insult to Yandy, and possibly even Erica Yandy, but she wasn't one to be quiet and responded with a story of her own. He tried to play both sides when she posted a picture of a journal entry from years ago, but only a few sentences were readable. "He told me that one thing told her another, and now that the truth is coming out of every corner." Fans assumed she was talking about Kirk once more, which would have confirmed what everyone had feared, that this affair wasn't just a rumor. The tension increased. An anonymous email purporting to be an ex-assistant of a well-known Atlanta couple was sent to multiple blogs. The sender included screenshots of alleged direct messages between Kirk and an unidentified woman. The messages were flirtatious, and the timestamps placed them just a few months before Rashida's tearful live one. "You know she doesn't appreciate what I bring to the table, you different," the message said. If it was real, it was damning. If it was fake, it was still damaging enough to push the internet over the edge. For Protect Rashida became a hot hashtag among fans, including many who have previously people who had doubted her were now supporting her. Some even conjectured that she was preparing to file for divorce and make a quiet exit from the franchise, while others believed she was negotiating a solo spin-off to give her side of the story in its unadulterated and unvarnished form. One thing was for sure, though, her silence was no longer viewed as weakness, but rather as Mendez, who had been remarkably quiet during this entire situation, posted a hazy picture of his backyard along with the caption, "You don't have to respond to every shot, just make sure your aim is right when it's your turn." The tension between him and Yandy had become unavoidable, and then came the twist that no one saw coming. VH1 released a teaser for the upcoming season, and in the 30-second clip, we see Rashida. Fans immediately interpreted it as a subliminal directed at Yandy. Was he warning Kirk and Erica that retaliation was imminent, or was he embarrassed by her public outbursts? Rashida appears to be holding back her tears as she sits across from Yandy at a table. Yandy continues, "I told the truth because someone had to, and I ain't sorry." Rashida smashes her glass down and gets up, and the black fans disperse. One person commented, "I didn't think this drama could get any deeper." The teaser also had Kirk and Erica in the same room, both avoiding eye contact and turning away from one another. Rashida's voice overstated, "Betrayal don't always come from strangers." Producers reportedly had to step in during a cast dinner because Erica allegedly threw a glass at someone, leading many to believe it was Yandy, despite the fact that there was no video of the incident. That line alone sent chills through the internet, and everyone was counting down the days until the new season dropped, not for the romance or the laughs, but for the wreckage off camera. The situation reached a boiling point when an Instagram account devoted to love and hip-hop drama shared a message from someone claiming to be Rashida's. Insiders said the network was considering whether to air it at all or cut it to avoid legal consequences. Meanwhile, Yandy posted yet another cryptic message, "Edit what you want. The truth is still recorded," while neither Rashida nor Kirk made any public comments. Fans took it as gospel when the cousin claimed that Rashida had already spoken to a divorce lawyer and was getting ready to move out. The same post also claimed that Kirk was attempting to stop her by volunteering to take a lie detector test and attend counseling. Rashida then abruptly reappeared on social media, but this time she posted a picture of herself looking glam in a striking red gown with the message, "Reborn," rather than going live, crying, or posting quotes. Even the internet was disrupted. Yandy Burrows shared a comment from a celebrity saying, "Yes, Queen, let them." Trina wrote, "Understand." Supporters saw it as the start of her post-Kirk period and a power grab, and she changed the course of events with just single word. Yandy had been attempting to make sure Erica had grew into one of the most dramatic private and public breakdowns in history. The Love and Hip Hop franchise had witnessed the breakdown of friendships, the revelation of secrets been revealed, and what had previously existed in the background now screamed across timelines. Yet in spite of everything, human lives, tears, and recedes the question of what Kirk specifically said to Yandy in those erased messages is still open. If there's one thing that fans are certain of now, it's that in the vault of unreleased material, there's more. The truth never remains hidden for long in the realm of hip-hop and love, and suddenly the walls have collapsed. What began with some of the most talked about faces on reality TV. Now Yandy's one accusation has turned into a full-fledged media storm. One full of emotional breakdowns, silent receipts, and betrayal. One thing is certain. Even though fans are still figuring out what is real, what is exaggerated, and what has been concealed, everything has altered because of this drama. Relationships are tense, reputations are in jeopardy, and has Rashida's trust been totally destroyed? Will she eventually leave Kirk permanently? Has Yandy gone too far? Or was Erica prepared to file a lawsuit and reveal the entire system, causing the chaos? Simply fed up with remaining silent and wondering what part Mendices actually play in the situations where alliances change, friendships disintegrate, and the internet breaks down in real time. But it seems like we're just beginning to explore. We now want to know what side you believe you are on in all of this. Should Rashida forgive Kirk, or is it time for her to make her own decision? Was Yandy courageous to speak up, or did she go too far? What do you think of Erica? Do you think she is speaking the truth about her tears, or do you think she is hiding something else? This discussion is far from ended, so please share your ideas in the comments section below. Also, remember to like this video if you're as surprised as we are, so please click the subscribe button and enable notifications, so you don't miss anything. You won't want to miss the next amazing update, since in this world of celebrity secrets and scandal, whether they're prepared or not, the truth always manages to surface.